16 teams, 8 games, a chance to get into the quarterfinals in the Champions League, and it is Champions League match day for this coming week in the Champions League. This is going to be an exciting week, and as you know it, we actually do predict all the games in the Champions League for fun. And if you are the type that likes some financial advice, most times you can stick around. Now, let's quickly dive into it and avoid the little talks and long talks, starting with Galatasaray versus Liverpool FC. This particular game is a kind of game whereby I think Liverpool needs to redeem themselves. They need to show up something better against Galatasaray, because in the past two meetings between these two clubs, Liverpool has not won any. They've gone on to lose the two games against Galatasaray. Galatasaray having the home advantage, I think they are going to put a whole lot of effort in this particular game. So I see a game whereby these two teams score each other in this particular game. But I think Liverpool in this particular game scrape it by a tiny margin and win this particular one, heading over to Anfield with an advantage against Galatasaray. The second game of tomorrow is going to be Bayer Leverkusen versus Atalanta. Atalanta, right now, these guys are the only Italian team in the Champions League. They have been the only Italian team representing the Serie A now, and I think they will want to do something spectacular in this particular competition. But Bayern Munich, they have been so excellent this season, demolishing people, scoring a whole lot of goals. It's going to be like a tight game. Atlanta scores in this game because they're at home. The home advantage is there. But also, I see Bayern Munich winning this by at least 2 goals. Atalanta are good, but you cannot, when Bayern Munich comes knocking at your door, that door is going to get open and you are going to get some goals in your backyard. So I think Bayern Munich win this particular one. Atletico de Madrid versus Tottenham. The record this season against English teams, I think Barcelona has been the only team that has been able to do something substantial against English teams. The rest other Spanish teams has been fumbling and falling aside. This particular game, with the way Tottenham are right now, fighting relegation, Thomas Frank is gone. He actually put them in this position they are in right now. I really do not trust Igor Tudor to do something substantial with this Tottenham team, and I think they are going to lose this particular game tomorrow. Maybe they score a goal or they show a kind of different kind of display, but with the manager they have right now, that's my reason for actually giving Atletico de Madrid the win over Tottenham Hotspur. Going on to the next one, Newcastle versus FC Barcelona. Now, this game is a kind of tricky game for FC Barcelona. Yes, Barcelona have the confidence. Lamine Yamal, absolutely exceptional, playing so well. He has now almost mastered the game of being able to shoot and shoot rightly. But they need to be careful. Coming to St. James Park, I know they have been there in the group phase. They won that particular game. But this might be a different ball game. I think Newcastle would want to come out in a different way, slightly. They want to do things differently. And definitely that high line, Newcastle United would definitely test that high line. And I think they are going to get a goal from that particular high line. But I see a game whereby since Barcelona has Pedri and an informed Lamine Yamal with Rafinha right there, I think Barcelona needs this one and gets a win. But definitely the both teams are going to score in this particular game. Moving on to Wednesday, Arsenal Leverkusen. Leverkusen at home in the first leg of this Champions League tie, because Arsenal has the advantage of playing all their knockout rounds at home due to finishing first. This particular game is a game whereby everybody knows by the matchup, Leverkusen is not a really a big match to Arsenal right now. Arsenal has really beaten bigger teams, bigger opposition than Bayer Leverkusen. So I don't feel that Bayer Leverkusen are going to be a really big threat to Arsenal. Yes, they might score, but Arsenal nicks this one is going to be like, you know, a 3-1 kind of win for Arsenal, getting the job almost done at Bayer Leverkusen's home and coming back to the Emirates, patting their heads like good boys and finishing off the win evidently and proceeding to the quarterfinals. The next game is Bodo Glimt versus Sporting. Now, this is where I make my bold claim. These guys have shown me a whole lot. Yes, I might turn out to be not to be right at the end of the day, but I feel at Bodo Glimt, a Scandinavian country, and how the temperature is right there, I really do not see Sporting being able to get a win in that particular game. And I'm going to tip Bodo Glimt to win this particular leg. I don't know by how many goal margin, but I really feel that Bodo Glimt gets this one over Sporting. Maybe when Sporting goes to their home in the second leg, they can turn it around, which I think Bodo Glimt are not also afraid to play against. But I see Bodo Glimt, or I'm predicting Bodo Glimt to get this one at home over Sporting. Moving on to the big one, the biggest one, PSG versus Chelsea, the world champions. Now, Paris Saint-Germain would have revenge in mind, no matter how they say it in interviews that they don't have revenge in mind and no kind of hard feelings, but it's there. Psychologically, it's in their head, mentally. Right now, people are underrating Paris Saint-Germain all because defensively and their intensity they showed last season has not been there. But this is a game whereby I feel that Chelsea should not in any way underrate this Paris Saint-Germain team. Yes, they are at home, and I know they are going to put a whole lot more effort. Against Monaco when they played the playoff, they really did not put so much effort and played so well. Liam Rosino should make a really good setup in this particular game and go head to head. But I see a game whereby both teams are going to score. Both of them will score each other. And it's an evenly balanced game, a tactical game, if you ask me, because this is a game whereby tactically the two teams are quite sound. So, in the final score for the first leg, it's going to be a bold prediction. Maybe you might come at me after the game, but I think Chelsea gets this one no matter how PSG are going to come at Chelsea in this particular game. The last but not the least, Real Madrid versus Manchester City. That's, kind of a boring matchup right now for every football fan and even Madrid and Manchester City fan. But this particular game is going to be a really, really big one. You get? But I feel Manchester City are in a much more better place than Real Madrid. Real Madrid defensively, they have been all over the place. And even in the playoff, when they played against Benfica, they did not really put in a whole lot of effort. And defensively, they were all over the place. But due to the fact that Benfica was not really, really clinical in front of goal, that was why Real Madrid really were able to run away with that. But in a case against Manchester City, I think they would want to pattern up. But I really feel and I think that Manchester City are the favorites to get this particular one, and the both of them are going to score. So let's see how the drama unfolds in this particular fixtures, and let's see who comes out tops. Do not forget to subscribe, follow, share, and give me your thoughts. And I'll see you after all the match day games and make an overview of the full games after the Champions League match.